Cal Raleigh breaks out of that 0 for 38 slump with a couple of hits. And as you alluded to, Bill, he's doing some things right now and feeling pretty good.
Yeah, he's such an integral part of the team, and he always takes the total approach to what it takes to be a great player on this team, because he catches, he leads, he's orchestrating the pitching side of the game. He never short sides it. He's always ready to do everything to help the team win. No excuses. You know he's been playing a little bit hurt, but to get the hit and get two and start to see, the clouds lifting, as we remember sometimes in the summer, we finally wait for the clouds to lift, the marine layer. And, maybe hopefully now he's going to take off and really be a centerpiece of the offense.
And you say that hopefully now. We saw some pictures of Randy Arozarena. He's been red hot. Dominic Canzone had that grand slam. He's been hitting the ball well. But as far as the big dumper, I think a lot of people have pointed, Bill, to timing and just getting your timing down. And I don't want to keep going back to the World Baseball Classic, but I seem to go back there. And he was somebody that wasn't playing every game. It was every other game, and it felt like just wasn't getting enough swings during, spring training. And then all of a sudden it's back to Peoria. Did he get enough swings there? How key was that, I guess? And the hope is that this slump is over, but just getting timing down before the season gets rolling.
Yeah, I just think that the game of the season kind of sped up on him. Because he wasn't getting the right number of reps. You have spring training. You have 45 days. You have your hitting guys there. You have the facility. You can go to a backfield in a minor league game and get a ton of at-bats, and you'll gradually work your way into the season. And I think that was completely disrupted by going to the WBC. Of course, you're honoring your country. You're playing in a big situation, but he hardly played.
Yeah.
They only play a couple times a week, and then he wasn't playing every day. So the rush to get ready once he got back to spring training and then blazing into the season just never got the base underneath him. To see some of the lesser pitchers in the early part of spring training and kind of working your way up, hitting the 77s and the 83s and the 92s, and then you get ready for the season. That's not WBC. So I think that really disrupted him. And then I think he pressed. He pressed to try to slug. He pressed to try to make it happen all at once. And now I think he's realizing that there's a different way to get out of this thing.
Yeah, with all that said, I've got my Team USA apparel
yes.
on today. With all that said, the WBC was a huge success.
Yes.
And if somebody asks you to play for your country, most professional athletes are going to say, yes, sign me up. I want to represent the United States of America on the biggest stage out there.
All right, Cal did make a few quotes after this game. Here's one, and this is a lot of secrets of slump busting. I know Bill Kruger's probably heard lots of it over his 13 years in the majors.
Yes.
How do you break out of slumps? Well, here's what Cal said. Logan gave me some good advice to wash off the bad mojo or juju from the baseball gods. So, yeah, it worked. He was right. So I got to give him credit where credit's due. He, of course, told Cal he should climb into the shower and wash off all that. So he went in there. He had a uniform shower, Bill, where he got in there and hosed himself down and washed off that uniform before he took it off. Have you heard of that before?
No, I haven't. But, the condiment bath that a lot of the guys get when they've hit their first something, or they're not a notable player, but they have a big night. Maybe that made sense just to start to get the ketchup and the mustard and everything else.
And
they
beer,
were throwing on the beer,
yeah.
all that stuff, get it off the uniform. The clubhouse guys were probably happy about that. And, it's kind of grudgingly, I think, I'm taking advice from a pitcher, kind of that kind of thing. I'm the one that gives him advice.
Yeah.
But I think it's all in good fun. Logan has been with him forever. And a little tongue-in-cheek, a little fun. Everybody laughs, and the relaxation, you need that in the game to survive.
Yeah, well, he made him take that Mariner uniform shower on Monday night, and Tuesday he busted out. And as you can imagine, no one was more relieved than Cal when he broke out of that slump. But his manager and teammates were loving it too.
I mean, we were all screaming for him, and it was a lot of relief for sure, and I know it felt good for Cal, and he smoked it. I mean, he smoked that ball to right, and then he smoked the ball to left, and just what we've seen from his at-bats lately have been very good, and just that's it, just seeing everybody's reaction to it was pretty special.
Not only is baseball really difficult, but it's just like the mental side of it too, where he's grinding through whatever, and you want to see guys succeed so badly, but sometimes, especially with hitting, you never know. It could be mechanical, it could be mental, it could be physical, it could just be the wear and tear of a long season. So it's tough, but you definitely want to celebrate just as much too. And it's a big weight off of his shoulders, and everybody's stoked for him. So glad that you can just kind of put it behind him a little bit and then just get back to playing baseball.
All right, so the slump is officially over. Bill, I have to ask you a little bit about Randy Arozarena because he has been fun to watch so far this season. Batting .303 over the 300 mark now, .384 on base percentage, .465 slugging. Last 5 games, Bill, I looked at it, 11 for 19. He's batting .578 in his last 5 games. What are you seeing differently right now with Randy at the plate?
Well, I think when you look at that gauntlet, although, Cal's not really in full gear yet, but he kind of sits in that catbird seat, that quiet spot behind the big guns. Mm-hmm. And you better pay attention to him because he's got some electricity, and he's a pretty solid all-around hitter. He can hit the ball the other way. He's leading the team in doubles right now. He stands on top of the plate and dares you to pitch him in. And, he gets on base because he gets hit sometimes. But he's an all-around offensive player. He can run, he can hit the ball in the alley, and he can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And I think he's got a little chip that says, hey, I need to get paid. I need to be recognized as an all-star caliber player. Everybody remembers those early years with Tampa when they were in playoffs, and then he kind of went to this place in his career where people weren't looking at him as that kind of a player. And I believe inside he thinks he is that player, and he wants to show the world what he can do.
Yeah, we talk about players playing in their contract year and the fact that that's when they really bring it because they're going to get paid afterward. This is his contract year. And the Mariners, to their credit, went right after him after last season, got him locked up for this season because they knew how valuable he was and how he is right now. So, as Chris mentioned, he's hitting .303 and absolutely killing it at the plate and just kind of almost under the radar because Cal's been getting so much attention and other guys been getting it as well. And hats off to Dom Canzone with the grand slam last night.
Well, yeah, and I do want to throw this out. I mean, Paul, as we talk about Randy and Dom, we're talking about outfielders, and there's no secret out there that people are kind of questioning Randy's play right now in the outfield. As you look at this Mariners roster, could you see Brendan Donovan possibly, Bill, moving to the outfield spot and then, moving possibly if Colt Emerson comes up to third base, something like that? And putting, you need Randy's bat in that lineup every day, putting him to the DH. Is that something you could see maybe down the road with this team?
Well, I think it all hinges upon Colt Emerson and when he's ready to play.
Yeah.
They really believe that he's ready, that he's put the competition behind him at the minor league level, and he's healthy, and he's playing well, and he's swinging the bat good. If he comes up, I can see him at third base. And if that happens, then there's a whole ripple effect, right? Because then Brendan Donovan won't go to second because Cole Young is got second covered. So that means Donovan goes to left. There could be some musical chairs around, left-hander, right-hander days off. But then Randy then would become the DH. But what is the other effect of that is what happens to Dominic Canzone and his Thunder.
Yeah.
Because now he doesn't have a place. And if he doesn't have a place as a DH, then where is he?
Yeah.
These are problems. It's sort of like the 6-man rotation.
Yeah.
Too many good players, but it is a problem to get the chemistry right and get the most out of the team.
Yeah, I like when Dom Canzone gets his shot in the lineup. He seems to always try to take advantage of it. He certainly did last night with his first grand slam. You mentioned Cole Young, some great defense again last night. It seems like every game he's turning in one defensive gem for sure. Bryan Woo appreciated all that defense behind him. He struggled in back-to-back starts recently, giving up a total of 13 earned runs in the 2 games. Last night, though, he recognized an important intangible when it comes to success.
I think we're at our best when we're just having fun. You compete and you bring energy and good focus every day, but you also have to enjoy the season and enjoy competing, enjoy playing with each other. It's a kid's game at the end of the day. So if you take yourself too seriously sometimes, especially with how long the season can be, it can be, it'll wear you down regardless of how you're playing. So you have to have fun. You have to keep it light.
Well, let's keep it right there, Bill. When you're talking about keeping it light in a 162-game season, plus hopefully postseason games as well, you really got to just keep it cool, don't you? And just the levity is important.
Yeah, the season is long, and we're just at the quarter pole. We haven't hit the dog days of the season in August yet. But the hub of the team is the offense, the everyday guys. So I think when offense is clicking and the lineup is performing, that's when I think you see that the lift, the fun come up to a higher level with the team. The pitchers, they don't quite have that same kind of ability because they're not on the field every day. So I think it's the offense that really kind of makes the fun happen, and then everybody kind of jumps on board. And, of course, their pitching is just so good. But Bryan Woo, I mean, 2 bad starts. Hey, welcome to the big leagues. All of the guys that I knew that were the best in the game got knocked out a couple of different times. You're talking about Randy and Roger and Pedro and all the great pitchers. So, you know, you're not immune from that. The best thing about what Bryan Woo did is he made a nice adjustment. He got out of the middle of the plate. He started using his breaking stuff more. And then he got back to the up-down game that he's so magnificent at. In the last 2 turns, Atlanta and Houston, he just was lawnmower and grass, man.
And we're going to get more into the rotation in about 5 minutes time with you, Bill. But you talk about Bryan Woo and what we've seen recently from Kirby and Logan Gilbert, and we hear that stat, first pitch strikes.
Yep.
That's obviously first pitch becomes a strike. We did not see that with the Houston Astros. We're not going to take, this is not a Houston show. We don't need to dwell on their pitching problems right now. But how important are those first pitch strikes when it comes to baseball?
Well, they really rule the count, because once the swing between what hitters hit at 1-0 and what they hit at 0-1 is dramatic. So getting ahead and then being able to work all your pitches in and really put the hitter on the defense, it's paramount to being successful. You know, there's a lot of arguments about, well, it's the 1-1 pitch. Well, I think starting the hitter off with a strike, a quality strike, is critical. This staff is owned that. They're the best in baseball at doing that. This guy is coin operated when it comes to throwing strikes and then being deceptive and having great stuff. He's just a total package. The number, folks, is 66% and above first pitch strike. You're going to have a chance to win. This guy goes way above that most every game. Last night he was 18 of 24. And then, you know, he's just got such tremendous overpowering fastball with all the movement, and he's tough to pick up. So they're on defense with that first pitch strike.